I used to think that if I just worked hard enough, everything would eventually fall into place. I stayed late at work, skipped weekends, canceled plans, told myself it was all temporary. I believed that if I sacrificed enough, I would be rewarded. But it didn't work that way, not even close. The first time I really felt burned out, I didn't even know what was happening. I was exhausted. My body was tense all the time. My mind felt foggy, and I kept telling myself it was normal. I thought this was part of the grind, part of the path to success. But the longer I kept pushing, the worse it got. Nights felt endless. Days felt like a loop of endless tasks. The funny thing is, I wasn't lazy. I was doing everything right. Or so I thought. I was the first to volunteer for extra work, the last to leave, the one everyone assumed could handle more than anyone else. I thought this was the definition of ambition. But somewhere along the way, ambition became exhaustion. It became a slow, invisible weight that no one noticed until it broke me. One evening, I remember sitting at my desk while the office was empty. My hands were shaking. My heart was racing. I stared at the screen, trying to finish a report that had been on my desk for days. I told myself I could do this. I would get the promotion. It would all be worth it. But when the promotion finally came,
I won't let you down.
It wasn't what I expected. The second burnout hit even harder. I had been in the same rhythm for years, working late, learning everything I could, trying to prove myself. I watched people around me, colleagues who didn't work as hard, or who took breaks and vacations, somehow get ahead. I questioned myself constantly. Why isn't this working for me? Am I missing something? Physically, I was a mess. I had headaches I couldn't shake. My shoulders were tight all the time. My energy levels were unpredictable. My mind felt heavy and thick. Sleep became impossible. I dragged myself out of bed each morning, convinced today would be different. But it never was. The breaking point came without warning. I woke up one morning and couldn't move. Not from laziness, from complete depletion. My body screamed stop, and my mind whispered the same. For the first time in years, I had no choice.
Yeah, I'm sorry I won't be in today. I'm not feeling well.
I had to pause. Friends didn't understand. Family didn't fully see what was happening. No one could comprehend the slow erosion of who I had become. They saw results, or what they assumed were results, but no one saw the hours of quiet struggle, the invisible toll it took. The nights I cried alone because I didn't know how to fix it. I took a forced break, and sitting still, doing nothing, was terrifying. I felt like I was failing at life itself.
I can't do this.
But in that silence, slowly, clarity began to appear. I realized that I had been chasing someone else's definition of success. I had been measuring my worth based on effort and hours instead of actual progress and fulfillment. I started asking myself what really mattered. What did I actually want out of work, out of life, out of myself? It was uncomfortable at first. The guilt was crushing. Every fiber of my body told me I should keep going, keep proving, keep grinding. But I didn't. I just sat and thought and watched and listened. I began experimenting, small steps at first, saying no to meetings that didn't matter,
Not today. I'm sticking to my list.
leaving work on time, taking walks in the evening instead of responding to emails. At first, it felt impossible. I felt like I was letting everyone down. I felt like I was being lazy. But I
kept
noticed
going.
things I had ignored for years. The moments I felt energized were when I was actually doing meaningful work. The moments that gave satisfaction were never the tasks I completed fastest. They were the ones that aligned with my goals, the things I truly cared about. Work can be meaningful. I had forgotten that. Life is bigger than deadlines and checklists. My well-being is not negotiable. I started trusting my instincts more. When something felt wrong, I stopped. When something felt right, I leaned in. Intention became more important than motion. Busy didn't equal progress. Effort didn't equal success. There were setbacks. Colleagues didn't understand. Friends judged. I questioned myself constantly, but I kept choosing direction over chaos, focus over busyness, and health over appearances. Slowly, things changed. Not overnight, not magically. But clarity grew, energy returned, and I began to take projects that mattered to me instead of what others expected. I started building skills I cared about. I started saying yes to opportunities that aligned with my purpose and no to everything else. I realized I had been wasting years measuring the wrong things, measuring hours, tasks, effort, without asking whether they actually moved me forward. I had ignored leverage, strategy, patience. I had ignored the small, intentional choices that compound over time. And when I returned to work fully, I was different. I was still driven, still ambitious, but now I had boundaries. I had direction. I had momentum that actually mattered. I could see my growth, my impact, my progress, instead of the endless hours that felt meaningless. If you are feeling stuck, exhausted, overwhelmed, or like nothing you do matters, know this. It isn't because you're lazy. It isn't because you're weak. It's because you've been putting effort in the wrong direction. You've been chasing a definition of success that isn't yours. You are allowed to pause. You are allowed to reflect. You are allowed to redirect. That moment, when you stop proving everything to everyone else and start building something that lasts, is when control comes back. When you stop trying to impress the world and start living your life intentionally, things begin to shift. This isn't a story about quitting. It's a story about clarity, about leverage, about building momentum in the right direction instead of spinning your wheels. Stop doing more without thinking. Start doing less, but with purpose. Real progress, real success, real freedom don't come from exhaustion. They come from focus, patience, and commitment to what actually matters. Take a deep breath. Think about your life right now. Decide what truly matters and start doing it today. Everything else is noise.